Hi, everybody. Dr. Annette here, and I am going to wear my academic writing coach hat today because there's a few things I want to get off my chest. I don't want to call it a rant, but it's something that I've been noticing with folks who are contacting me for assistance about some, not all, but some. Um, as it relates to their academic writing for their theses and specifically their PhD dissertations. Now, mind you, there are rules and guidelines that every university and every program has for their PhD programs. And as a student, you need to follow those rules and those guidelines. Now, as a writing coach, I can assist you maybe with formulating some ideas and sort of some developmental things, but that's what you have your committee for. That's what your dissertation, the whole process. There is a committee, and they are working with you to help you with some of that developmental work. And where I come in is if you need further assistance. But my first question is going to be, what is the criteria for your program? Where is your document? Every school, every program has a booklet. They have guidelines. And now we're in this digital age. They're available. It's available to you online. So what are your guidelines for writing your proposal, your thesis, your dissertation, and even your reports and term papers? What are the criteria for that? Your instructor, when you're at the term paper level, will have, your guidelines for writing, what the criteria is for the project. But definitely for dissertations and theses, your master's thesis, your PhD dissertation, there is a book of guidelines, and there is probably a template for you to follow that even lays out what your document is supposed to look like. In addition to having your introduction, your literature review, your methodology, your the results and discussions, all that entire process is documented for you. But one of the things I want to get at is I will not write your paper for you. As a writing coach, as a scholar, as someone who earned every single bit of their PhD, I will not write your paper for you. And if you want my expertise and my guidance, I'm at the place now where it comes with a fee. There's a fee for that. And so I do not want to be I don't want individuals contacting me and asking my prices and going through that process, and then I give you that consultation time, which is free of charge. And then when it comes down to it, you're going to try to say, can't you just do this? Don't you believe in karma? Labor is labor, work is work, and there should be compensation for that. So no, I'm not going to write your paper for you. And two, my expertise, there's a fee for that. The next thing is, as a student, when you are going into your program, part of what is necessary is for you to know who your leading scholars are in your field, what are the theories that are coming that you're being taught about. So communication is multidisciplinary, but there are theoretical constructs that we follow. There are leading theorists historically, and right now in our contemporary times, we have leading scholars in the field. Who are they? For you, you need to know this. So when you are writing your paper, and maybe your undergraduate and your master's is in another discipline. However, when you are writing for your PhD in communication, you need to know what's going on and what's happening. And some universities have prerequisites where you have to, they give you an opportunity to formally fill in the gaps of your learning and education about your discipline, about the field that you're going to be writing in. Excuse me. And some programs and some universities don't, and I won't say any names, but you will see it in the writing. A PhD is all about researching and writing, and it's your research, it's your writing, they're your ideas, and what new are you bringing to the discipline, the field, the discussion of whatever it is, whether it's communication and media and nonprofits. What is that new thing that you're seeing, some new phenomena that's happening, and it has you thinking about it, and it has you formulating questions that you feel need to be answered. And to make sure that those questions haven't already been answered, that's why you do the research. Because maybe what you're thinking has been answered, but as you're reading and researching and observing this phenomena out in the world, you have come up with another idea, another angle, some other question that needs to be answered, or a question that's out there, and you've identified the answer to it. And so you are writing, you are creating something new. And maybe you come up with a new theory to look at a phenomena that's happening out in the world. And so whether it's communication, sociology, chemistry, biology, when you are doing your academic writing, that should be coming from you, your brain, your critical thinking, and your analysis of the information. And it should not be anyone else's. So ethically, I will not write your paper. I will guide you in correspondingly with your committees. If you bring me on as an external writing coach, but the tools that you need when you're in your program and you're with your organization, whatever university or college it is where you're doing that work on your master's thesis or your dissertation, you have a writing center, you have a committee, and those are your first go-tos to make sure that you are doing everything that is necessary for your program and for your university to get through and completed with your work when you're at the point of writing and pulling together all your information. So that's your first stop. As your writing coach, I will be considered an external support system for that process. But I'm going to ask you about your committee. What were their comments? What are they saying? And I want to see that guidebook. What is that guidebook for writing your dissertation for your program? So anyway, that's what I have to say. When you are seeking external support, be ready to spend the money and pay for that person's time and expertise, but also know they should not be writing your paper. It's not ethical. And if you have to defend it, how are you going to defend something that you didn't write?